Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a 15-piece limited edition from 2021 42 millimeters in grade 5 titanium. This is the Speake-Marin London Chronograph Valjoux 88, built using a historic new old stock Valjoux 88 chronograph caliber. This watch includes a triple calendar and moon phase, and the Piccadilly case design characteristic of Speake-Marin. Now, the watch is 42 millimeters in diameter, 15.4 millimeters thick, 53.1 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and then 20 millimeters is the spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. I believe you need a wrist of at least my size or larger to wear this watch well. It's not too big for me, but if your wrist were any smaller, I think it would be too big for you. It is comfortable though. In grade 5 tie, it's very light. And the nice thing about grade 5 is that it's lighter than steel, but it's also more scratch resistant than steel. The strap is a lovely nubuck. You can see it's blue, almost a Audi Nogaro blue that matches the accents on the dial. It has a wonderful suede finish. It is very substantial. You can see the sheer cut side showing you the layers of leather. We have a lightly contrasting stitch, again matching the silver tones of the dial. On the underside, we have a more natural calfskin. It is a factory Speake-Marin strap in brand new condition. We've got a buckle that is all of high polish. There's a twin trigger release, so you must press those triggers to pop it open. The clasp is made of titanium, and being a double fold, it's a little bit more friendly to a small wrist. Now, jumping back to the case. This is the so-called Piccadilly case. Of course, Peter Speake-Marin, the founder of the company, long worked in the vicinity of Piccadilly Square, and he drew inspiration from his locales when he created his brand. The watches today are made in La Chaux-de-Fonds, so a little bit of the best of both here. Now, the watch includes screws and bars to hold the strap to the case. That's confidence-inspiring and reassuring. It's a bit more expensive to make a watch this way, but it gives you more security than spring bars. You can see that the lugs are sharply broken out from the case band. You can probably see that best from the underside of the watch. The lugs are polished, the case band is satinated longitudinally, and then its bezel, which has a double gadroon or a double step, is all of high polish. We have vintage-inspired pump-style pushers and then a shuriken-like Speake-Marin logo on the crown, which has a sort of diamond-like profile. Now, the watch winds beautifully because the click of this Valjoux 88 is sublime. It's a real tactile pleasure. Quick, before we jump into the details of the dial, we may as well do a loom shot. And this watch is surprisingly well loomed. There you can see the time. You could see the date, and you could see the moon phase in the northern and southern hemisphere. The watch has several different colors. We have red, we have silver, we have black, and we have that Nogaro blue, which I'll call it. The timepiece is handsome, and it has a wonderful depth to it. You can see that the sub-registers actually hover above the dial, and that we have red lacquered hands that indicate chronograph seconds, minutes, and note the semi-instantaneous jumping minute display, and of course the hours of the chronograph. The watch has lovely polished Speake-Marin style hands, spear and spade style. We have a triple calendar, so we've got the date 8 month, and the date is indicated by an index that orbits the dial. We also have a lovely metallic steel-like vertical satin graining to the dial. This is the London Chronograph, and this is the Valjoux 88. Now you can see on the reverse side, this is a movement from a different era. It has an enormous balance, beating away at 18,000 vibrations per hour. It pivots on 17 jewels, and pay no attention to this unadjusted note on the bridges. This movement originally probably would have been created for the North American market because of the fact that it has 17 jewels and an unadjusted notation. And oftentimes, all the movements would have been adjusted, but the ones going to the United States would have had unadjusted on their bridges. Well, this is all adjusted by Speake-Marin, so that's really just there for nostalgic purposes. Now, it's a manual wind, 44-hour power reserve, and you can see it features a column wheel, which is beautifully black polished on its top, and then a lateral clutch. Lateral clutches are more traditional and, in my opinion, more interesting to look at. Now, you can see we're driving. Now you can see we've stopped, and I'm going to drop the reset hammers on the heart cam at center. You can see how those two hard cams are reset. The bridges are gold gilded, and then all of the steel components are silver, so you can see that color contrast. That's what that is all about. And of course, the watch is 30 meters water resistant, so it's not an aquatic sports watch, though it is a sporty dress watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. A watch launched in 2021, a movement that first debuted in 1953. From an enthusiast perspective, this watch has it all.